Hi, fourth graders. This is Ms. K, and we're on Unit 6, Lesson 9, and we're going to continue working on perspective. So remember, perspective is how people view things. And we talked last lesson about how people have different perspectives and how people feel differently about the same thing. So here's your vocab. A ballerina is a noun, and that is a kind of professional dancer. Brass is a noun, and that is a shiny metal that is expensive and heavy. And marimbas is a noun, and that's a musical instrument similar to a xylophone. So when you hit it in different places, it creates musical notes. And we're going to read Vignette 6 today, which is called Gill's Furniture Bought and Sold. This is a junk store. An old man owns it. We bought a used refrigerator from him once, and Carlos sold a bunch of magazines for $1. The store is small, with just a dirty window for light. He doesn't turn the lights on unless you got money to buy things with. So in the dark, we look and see all kinds of things. Me and Nenny, tables with their feet upside down, and rows of refrigerators with round corners, and couches that spin dust in the air when you punch them, and 100 TVs that don't work probably. Everything is on top of everything. So the whole store has skinny aisles to walk through. You can get lost easy. The owner, he is a black man who doesn't talk much. And sometimes, if you didn't know better, you could be in there for a long time before your eyes notice a pair of gold glasses floating in the dark. Nenny, who thinks she is smart and talks to any old man, asks lots of questions. Me, I never said nothing to him except once, when I bought the Statue of Liberty for $10. But Nenny, I hear her asking one time, how's this here? And this man says, this is a music box. And I turn around quick, thinking he means a pretty box with flowers painted on it, with a ballerina inside. Only there's nothing like that where this old man is pointing. Just a wood box that's old and got a big brass record in it with holes. Then he starts it up and all sorts of things start happening. It's like all of a sudden he let go 1,000,000 moths all over the dusty furniture and swan neck shadows and in our bones. It's like drops of water. Or like marimbas, only with a funny little plucked sound to it, like if you were running your fingers across the teeth of a metal comb. And then I don't know why, but I have to turn around and pretend I don't care about the box so Nenny won't see how stupid I am. But Nenny, who is stupider, already is asking how much, and I can see her fingers going for the quarters in her pants pocket. This, the old man says, shutting the lid, this ain't for sale. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. They're in this junk store, so it's like like a place you go where you can buy used things. They're talking about how one time they bought a fridge from him and Carlos sold magazines for $1. So they haven't been here much. It's a really small store. It's dark. Lots of different things they're describing here, and they're talking about how it's very cramped. Lots of stuff on top of each other, and you can get lost really easily. This paragraph talks about the owner. He's quiet. Let's see. She does have one experience with him. She says, I've never said anything to him except once when I bought the Statue of Liberty for $10. And then Nenny begins to ask about the music box. So Esperanza thinks that she's talking about, you know, those jewelry boxes. They usually are painted pretty. You open them up. They have a little dancer inside. They spin around and it plays music. But this is not what the old man had. He had like a big record player. So it's a big wooden box and it's got a big brass record in it with holes. It's called a music player. And he starts to play it, and this is how she describes what that music sounds like. So she says he let go of 1,000,000 moths all over the dusty furniture. She says it's like drops of water. It's like marimbas, only with funny little plucked sound to it, like if you were running your fingers across the teeth of a metal comb. So these are the ways that she's describing what the music sounds like to her. And the last part of the vignette is when Nenny asks how much the music box costs, and the man says, nope, this is not for sale. All right, so number 1, how often has Esperanza spoken to the store owner? Number 2, we've discovered that Esperanza doesn't call the old man by his name. Does that suggest Esperanza is comfortable or uncomfortable with the man? So she calls him old man. She doesn't call him his name, Gil. Number 3, in the first paragraph, under what kind of conditions are Nenny and Esperanza seeing the furniture? So are they looking in the dark or with lights on? Number 4, what emotions might Esperanza feel about the store? Select all that apply. So you can click more than one here. Click all of the ones that you feel describe how Esperanza probably feels being in that store. Okay. So in this passage, you're going to reread it and you're going to write down 2 pieces of dialogue. So remember, dialogue is when someone is speaking. We know that in this story, she doesn't use quotation marks, so you're going to have to look closely to find where someone is speaking. And you're going to write them on the line. You can write them in quotation marks like this. So if I'm writing, Nenny won't see how stupid I am, which is not a piece of dialogue, so don't write it. I would write it like this. And end it with a period. Okay? So dialogue, find 2 pieces, and then find 2 actions. So 2 things that people are doing. So look for movement, look for feeling, stuff like that. And again, you're using this paragraph here. Or this section here. There's 2 paragraphs. Okay, let's head over to skills. So we're going to talk about similes. There were a few similes in that passage when Esperanza was describing how that music sounded to her. So you're going to read each simile. You're going to tell me what does it mean. And then for some of them, you're going to talk about how does it relate to music. Because remember, she's describing the music coming from the music box. So it's like drops of water. How could that relate to music? How could water sound like drops of water? Same with this one. You're telling me what does it mean. So reread the simile and try to figure out what does it mean? What is she saying? How does the music actually sound? Number 4, I want you to think, how do you think Esperanza feels about the music? Does she like it? Does she not like it? Does she want to have more of it? How does she feel? In the 4th paragraph, Esperanza turns around and pretends not to care about the box so Nenny won't see how stupid I am. This one's a little bit tricky, but use your brain, make an opinion. Why would Esperanza feel stupid about being interested in the box? Number 6, why would the box not be for sale? So we read at the end when they asked how much, Gil said, nope, this isn't for sale. So why do you think it could not be for sale? And lastly, do you think that her initial view of the old man, she thought that he was kind of scary, she didn't want to speak to him, was that a fair impression? Was that an accurate impression? Is he really like that? Yes or no? All right, that's it for CKLA. Have a wonderful day. Join us on Zoom if you need any help, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.